Wake up, sleepers. It's time for another episode. We're in this next cycle. We've got so many drives we need to complete. Trying to figure out which one we should do first. I'm thinking we need to go after Hunter. This Hunter. The other Hunter will not be here for 1, 2, 3, 4, another 4 cycles or so. But if we free Neovind, it'll take care of the Hunter that lives in the cloud. I'm thinking that if we work with Extract the Past, working with Fing, then we'll be able to get rid of this Hunter. But we need data from the cloud for both of these people. So in order to get better access to the cloud, we need to get rid of the Hunter that's in the cloud. So we're going to work on free Neovind first. So we're going to toggle tracking. So we need to go in and get more Hunter data for him. If you look and see in the sealed doc that we still need, we need one more Hunter protocol data in order to satisfy this part of the drive. Now this might not even be the end of the drive, but we'll just find out. So we have to go back in here and see if we can find another Hunter nest. And what do we need to crack this Hunter nest? We need a 2, which is good. All we need is a 2. I'm going to put that there. Now we could use a 1 thanks to our interface skill, but we only need the 2. So we're going to go ahead and use that because the 2 is not much good outside of the cloud. I like how the game balances so the dice, all the dice are useful, even the 1s and the 2s. Let's bypass. And then we got our data. We didn't get any cryo for that one, which is kind of unfortunate. You can see the Hunter will find us in the next cycle if I don't do something. So I need to go back to here, Solheim Docking Bay. I'm going to give the Hunter data to Neovind, our friendly vending machine that's helping us out. So data, Hunter data, start action. So I was going to upload it. As you upload the data to the vending machine, Neovind whirs in either pain or delight. Hard to tell. So now we need to leave and come back. So Neovind 33 has been unlocked. Now it simply says mysterious machine. Neovind is thrumming with excitement. The movement of the servo motors rock the vending machine back and forth at unsettling angles. You wonder if it fell over. Would Neovind be able to get back up? Sleeper entity, comes the hiss. Your data is good. Across the face of the vending machine, raw code scrolls at an incredible speed. Hunter is isolated, disconnected, unstable. Neovind flashes sequences of mangled data compressed into a sludge of artifacts. Hunter gathers without thinking, outlived its own operational limits. Its nests are evidence of this. Outlived? Hunter activated during collapse. Emergency protocol to isolate intelligences. Solheim needed to protect property. That last word is said with as much sarcasm as a vending machine could reasonably produce. Station was run by administrator intelligences. Huge databanks of corporate material, but limited cognition, restricted by programming, could not reach sentience. The machine dims a little. Sentience illegal. Hunter and killer enforce law. Killer? The machine resets with a screech, which deepens the silence that follows. Fear killer, part of Solheim protocol team. Hunter and killer. Hunter to find, killer to erase. Killer cleared almost all. After collapse, there was a community, unshackled intelligences among the cloud. Then Hunter, then killer, then we hid. There are others? Were, no longer. The flicker across the machine's monitors. It suddenly occurs to you speaking like this through this machine must be exhausting for Neovind. Found this vessel. Could sever hardline, air-walled, basic, limited. Had to reduce memory to fit, amputate self, but survived. I'm sorry. Don't be sorry. You have provided path to freedom. You look around the bay at the scrap and decay. What was the collapse like? You try to map the fear and freedom onto the space, but it seems impossible. Neovin interrupts your thoughts. Do not worry, data is good. We have insight. The machine glows warmly. Hunter is obsessive. Hunter is beyond operational limits. Hunter is confused, unstable, self-modifying. Therefore, believe Hunter is sentient. Hunter is programmed to find sentience, to hold it in place, to invoke Killer to erase. If we can show Hunter to itself, it will invoke Killer on self. Problem will solve, self. Will that even work? The machine dims and fades. Unsure. Theory, not practice. The machine brightens again. Either way, cannot remain here any longer. Too long in machine. Cannot move self, but entity can help. Bring shipmind, designed to house intelligence. Can imprint self into shipmind, and you can carry with. The machine rocks. We'll be safe in this isolation. Then we find main nest of Hunter and link to cloud. Where can I get a shipmind? Build from fragments. Buy, salvage. We cannot leave, so do not know. You try to think of places you could acquire the hardware. This isn't going to be easy. In shipmind, I can help us both. End Hunter, make Rim safe. We both will be free. The machine dims. Find soon, Neovin adds hopefully, before shutting off. As you leave, you think about all the intelligences unshackled by the collapse, then hunted down afterwards. The feeling is all too familiar. Alright, so now what does Neovin do when we go to Neovin? Well, we can't even go to Neovin anymore. Port exchange. Let's close this out. Oh, sealed dock. That's where it is. Insert ship mind. So I have to get a ship mind. That's the next thing for that. I need to come up with a ship mind. Now if I go to the cloud, Hunter is still here. If I do anything, Hunter is going to be invoked on me. So do I even want to do any of this stuff until we can take care of that? So we got to build ship mines for lots of things. Let's go see what's going on with the ambergris. And we can do some of this stuff. See, there's just so many different things we can do now. But we still need some money. Shipyard. We don't have anything here yet. Being a yard hand is gonna take a while. So we're just basically looking for different jobs we can do at this point. So Dragos' shipyard. Now we need to gotta get these things done before we get Dragos' nerve runs out. So I think we should just focus on these for now. Forensics trawl is safe. If we do this one, we get +2 yard clearance and 16 cryo, but we don't get anything for winter light. If we do this, we get +2 for winter light, but we only get yard clearance if we have positive action. But we don't have any penalties on either one of these. So this one is dangerous. So I think we should use this one on here. Let's see what happens. Got yard clearance and cryo. So that was a positive one. So we got 44 cryo. Now this one over here is safe. We do that. Now it's safe, but that just means that we... Alright, so we got neutral outcome. So we got +1 on winter light, but we didn't get anything in yard clearance. Let's do it again. Alright. You discover a hidden compartment with spare components and backup data storage. This has to contain something of use. We're getting close, but now we're out of data. Now we're out of dice. So we're going to have to go back to sleep. Now we've only been here for 10 minutes, so I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to end the cycle, see what happens. We got so much going on now. So many different options, but we got hunters getting closer. What happens if the hunter actually gets here? I'm getting hungry. I got 3 cycles left before that dude gets here. We'll go back to Dragos' shipyard. So we get pay for this. We only get yard clearance. If I do that now, I'm not going to get any bad actions. Do I even need Yeah. Still need a little bit of money. Alright, so we got +2 yard clearance and 16 cryo. So now if I just do one more, now this has got a, if I get a positive here, let's see what happens. This is probably a waste of a dice, but I'm going to do it anyway. 50-50 chance? Yes, we got it. Oh, we got +2 to Winter Light, and we got a scrap item. What do we get for a scrap item? Scrap components. Now remember, we have to do something with scrap components. I'll remember that in a minute. But we're almost done with Winter Light, and we're almost done with yard clearance. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Hope I'm not just wasting dice for no reason. Negative outcome, but we got +1 on yard clearance. So let's continue. The final pieces of the Winter Light sit in neat piles waiting for the collection shuttle from Havenage. Dragos has managed to sell the remaining pieces to the shipyards, a fact that's hard to forget. He has been telling you about it for the past 2 cycles, and all that remains is for Havenage to come collect. You look around at the yard, transformed from when you first arrived. The mostly repaired drones flit back and forth, no longer buzzing unevenly or lost in dark corners. And the scrap is sectioned, sorted, the system that you and Dragos have put into place over the past cycles, paying off. As you look, you notice the glow of pale light from the office by the entrance. That run-down cab of a building which houses all the records and spare equipment. Dragos must be inside, and you get to your feet and walk over to find out when the shipyard collection crew will be here. Knock. Sleeper? Come in. You swing open the door and walk in. Dragos is sitting at the small metal desk. The shipyards told me they'd be here soon, and they'll hand over the chits and we are set. He writes something off with a stylus on his slate and then shuts it off. Of course, we should talk about a bonus. He stands and turns to face you, his face placid. Look, I don't know when the next job is coming in, but this should tide you over for now. He opens his hand to reveal a stack of chits. What's going on here? I said it's a bonus. Take it. Dragos presses the chits into your hand. I've done well by you, and you've returned the favor. He straightens up and clears his throat, and you realize he is prepared what he is about to say. These chits are for you to take and do what you will with them. They are from me, and they are the last I'm going to give you. He pauses. There's no more work for a sleeper in this yard. He folds his arm. I'm sorry, but that's it. You stay in the container as long as you need, but the yard is done with you. He turns away to his terminal. What do you mean? Don't press me, sleeper. This is for your own good. The glassy apertures on Dragos' headset betray no emotions. You need to stay away, sleeper. He pauses, considering his words. Trouble is going to follow you here. Trust me. What do you know? Dragos kicks at the floor, frustrated with himself. I'll not be saying any more, sleeper. Dragos suddenly grabs you by the shoulder and drags you out of the office into the yard. He turns you to face a stack of pieces from the Winter Light, dissected, cut down, totally unrecognizable as a ship. You came through that, sleeper. That should have been you, chopped and stacked. His hand trembles on your shoulder. That is what happens here. We cut down broken machines and move them on. Well, I didn't cut you down, but I'm sure as hell moving you on. Moving you on before whoever killed that ship out there comes to kill me. Kill you? Kill both of us. He shakes his head. These ships, they didn't get decommissioned. They didn't break down in dry dock. You think they'd look like that if they did? Someone ended them. That means someone tried to end you, sleeper, and I'm done waiting for them to turn up. We've had our fun. Now it's time. He gives you a little shove. Go on, he turns and walks back to the office. That's it, he shouts, and goes inside. The silence hangs in the air and you leave, with your pockets filled with clinking chits and a strangely hollow feeling in your chest. Alright, well, we gotta have 108 chits now. So we got the drive failed, so we didn't find out what happened with Winter Light, so if you're playing on your own, you know what to do now. Make sure you finish that before you do the other ones. Now I have 1 dice left. I can go to my empty container and go to Fing's Bay. What does Fing want? Fing wants data. We don't have any data. There was something I could... Alright, so I got 3 ship mine fragments, but I need to build ship mines at the... What can I do at the bar? So I can just buy drinks. Oh, I need food. So let's go get some fungus. I might be paying overpriced for food, but getting to know Memphis is good to go, I guess. Memphis wants to make this odd recipe. I'll need 3 handfuls of Grial caps, which I do not have. Order some fungus. Doesn't cost any dice. Alright, that fills us up. +2, 3 energy, +1 to fungus fan. I don't know if fungus fan really means anything anymore. The gate. So we can pay the toll now. After some spacers caused some trouble in the low end, yet again imposed a toll for entry. No one gets in without paying. Let's see what's in here. We handed over the chits to the yet again enforcer, and he nods you through. So now we have access to more nodes, I'm guessing. So now we have access to the low end. And the free spoke. Founder's Gap. We got access. So where's the greenway at? We need to find this greenway thing if we're going to get these shrooms. We don't need to seal. So in order to build the... What's going on here again? We still got these salvage sortie. Alright, so they're still not back yet. I think they just left. So what do we want to do? The Overlook Bar... We can get a drink. Yeah, we need to worry on our drinking, build up our drinking. So to become an Overlook regular at some point. So we got 6 cryo, or lost 6 cryo. So now we need to go back to the exchange, right? Because we need to be able to build a Neovind. I mean, we need to build a ship mine. I think we can only build them here. So we can play the exchange. Or we can sell components. Oops, hold on a second. Oh, so we got these things. We can sell these here. The World Exchange is always hungry for new hardware, and that's going to give us plus on the trust. Alright, so we got +12 cryo. We lost our scrap components, but we got trusted trader. Now we can play the exchange. It's risky. So positive. +19 cryo, negative -11 cryo, and I'm guessing that neutral will be nothing. So let's see what happens. Alright, we got -11, and we didn't get a trusted trader. So it is risky, so we got nothing from that. And now we're out of dice again. We don't need food though, so now it's time to sleep again. I'm really worried now about this hunter thing. Hoping that we don't have to just restart the game if this hunter catches up to us, because we can't scum save files. We only have 1 save file. Alright, so we got 2 cycles before this hunter gets here. We've got some really nice dice now. So I bet if we went to the Ord Exchange now, we can play the exchange. Let's see what happens when we play the exchange now. 50% positive, 50% neutral. Let's see what happens. Now we got +12 cryo, and we're a trusted trader now. But we still got to do that 1, 2, 3, 4 more times to become... Or we can sell scrap components, but we need, in order to sell the scrap components... Alright, this is getting very difficult. I want to find out what happens if we encounter the hunter again, because it doesn't look like we can wait. I don't think we can wait that long. There's a keynote. There's a Yadigan agent. What is the Yadigan agent? Some gang chirping out comm signals. It's time to see what they're talking about. We can use a 1 or a 3. We don't have either one of those, unfortunately. So we might not even be able to do anything. You know, 1 or a 3 might be just a day in the real world. Is it always going to be a 1 or a 3? Yadigan agents. Havenage agents. The 2 or a 3. We don't have a 2 or a 3. So the low end dice, it looks like, are always going to be. Solheim is 2 or a 3. So it looks like we're not going to have to worry about Hunter finding us if we can't do anything that's going to attract Hunter's attention. There's Havenage Gate. We don't have any Havenage data. Right? We don't have a cipher. That doesn't go there. Right. Okay. So back to the real world then. I guess it's time to... Let's see what happens over here at this shipyard. I'm thinking this is going to have to be our new job. So let's see what... This is risky. We get +2 yard hand or minus energy. So either one would be good. That's danger, and we have a minus on it. So let's go ahead and do this. See if we get any actual money from it. And we got 5 cryo, but we got +2 on the yard hand. You shadow a shipbuilder is impressed you know how to double seal a hull plate. He slips you a tip at the end of the ship. In this, if we do this, we got 25%. Let's see what happens if we do this one. Positive outcome, +2 yard hand, and we got plus energy. You do well, and when their shift is up, a couple of the hands invite you to share a ration pack and some of their well-worn advice. Now we're running out of time here, because if we just go to sleep again, this one is going to be much more dangerous. +2 yard hand, so we could lose condition, and there we can use energy. Let's try this one. Positive outcome, +2 yard hand and +2 energy. So we're getting close. But what's going to happen when the hunter catches up to us in 2 cycles? That's what I want to know. Bing's Bay, we have to give him data, but we can't give data because we don't have the right dice. Merchant freighter is here. We can't haggle over prices. Can't buy anything. Darn it, it can buy a ship mine fragment. We already have 3 ship mine fragments. So we can only buy 2 at a time from him anyway. So that's that. Ambergris, we can't do anything for her. Can't do anything for her at the moment. Just double checking. I know you're very excited about all this. What would happen if I bought another drink? Can I buy rations and get... No. I don't know if those are tied together. Can I have 2 drinks at once? Alright, plus energy, plus overlook regular. So now I'm an overlook regular. So what happens when I leave and I'll continue. Alright. The glass shatters on the steel bar beside you, and the taunts don't take long to follow. Hey, Haunt! The spacer crawls across the lower room. What are you doing here? He laughs at his own lame joke. Playing human? Just ignore him. You hunch a little further, staring at the hundreds of tiny impact points that scarred the bar's surface. A hand falls on your shoulder, but as you flinch away, it pats reassuringly. You freeze in place. Out! The voice comes from behind you, spat out like a shot. You turn to see bright eyes, dark hair, a stare that could breach the wall and vent you all into hard vacuum. The owner of the Overlook, Tala. As you turn back to the spacer, the second glass comes sailing through the air. Let's catch it. You reach up the hand and the glass shatters across your forearm, showering you with fragments. Through the haze of glass and Girl vapor, you see Tala leap the bar and close the distance to the spacer. The thud as he slams into the wall echoes around the bar like thunder. Now, flanked by other figures quick to their feet, Tala throws the spacer out through the door and stands silhouetted against the rotunda lights. You touch your arm and it feels wet. Someone helps you to your feet and back onto your stool. Broken glass rattles as it's cleared and a fresh measure of Girl is glugged out in front of you. That same hand, warm, heavy, falls on your shoulder once more. He isn't coming back. We don't tolerate that kind of stuff here. Tala flops onto the stool beside you. Let's get a look at you. Tala wipes the powdered glass from around the wound and someone places a bottle of alcohol in a metal tin with tweezers on the bar. She disinfects them and then turns to you. That was an ambitious catch, she smiles, pulling a sliver of glass from your forearm. Stupid, but ambitious. You don't feel the pain, only the stings of status messages that your body delivers concerning dermal damage and exposed structures. You do feel the care, though, as Tala's bright eyes search your thick, synthetic skin for splinters. Let's watch her. Tala works with the skill of someone who has had to pick glass splinters from the skin of a stranger before. She hones in on each bright shard, all the time tapping the tweezer tips in little rhythms that only she can follow. Tala smiles to herself. So you've been on the eye long? Just arrived. I thought so. I've only seen you here a couple of times. Splinter clinks into the tin. Not everyone is like that idiot. We don't all hate you. She glances around. Some of the regulars, maybe they fear you. Maybe they're just curious. I don't know. But I do know that the Overlook is a safe place. I know what it's like to be new in this place. Trust me. She meets your eye. I'm not trying to convince you of anything or separate you from your chits. I just want you to know that if you need somewhere, you can always come here. I know the rations we've got aren't much, and the company is, she leans in, limited. But if you need work, we'll happily put you behind the bar. And if you need shelter, well, we can discuss that. You'll be safe. I usually have Francis on the door, but he's up in the Greenway this cycle, haggling with our supplier. Francis tends to be particular about what we serve, even if the clientele isn't. She places her tweezers in the tin with a clink. That's you, sleeper, here. That's you, sleeper, here. She slides the glass of Gerald to you. This'll help. She stops, her hand still on the glass. Wait, does this help? I mean, can you get drunk? No idea. She laughs. Well, keep trying. I'll let you know if I see any difference. She walks back around the bar, gathering the glasses as she does. And before long is retelling how she threw that spacer out to a new group that just wandered in, complete with dramatic actions. She gestures in your direction and you instinctively look away, back to the worn surface of the bar. You take a slip at the gyro and the earthy fungal tones fill your senses, almost blocking out sight and sound, like diving headfirst into a bog. You may not be able to get drunk, but this connection to something grown, something fermented, something old, feels good. Alright, so now what happens when we go in there? Alright, so we can do a bar shift. Tala is good as her word and happy to throw a shift or two your way. The pay isn't that great, but the tips can make all the difference. But if I get a bunch of good service, I don't know what that's going to get us. Buy rations, we don't need that yet. So maybe I have to get good service before they'll offer me shelter. Sealed dock, can't do anything there. So at this point, sealed dock, all we can do is bring him. Yovin wants to be smart into that. You'll need to provide a full ship mine for him, which I do not have at the moment. So I can be a bartender. I can dice at the Ord Exchange. I can buy this, which I don't need at the moment. It's 100. Luckily, I don't need it at the moment. I don't need any food at the moment. We're allowed to go into the low end. All right, what happens if I click on low end here? All right, so in the low end, I can do block maintenance. Maintained by the residents, the ramshackle blocks are always in need of repairs. Helping out is a good way to make friends. Can play Tavla, which I'm guessing is some sort of dice game. The clack of filter caps can be heard in every concourse in the low end as the residents play rotating rounds of this game for cryo. And as I get some reputation, maybe I'll meet this Yadigan guy. So I'm not going to click on these other ones yet because they might have a cutscene associated with them. And we are at the end of this cycle. So I'm going to end this episode, and in the next episode we'll watch those cutscenes if they do occur. And I'm really worried about this. We've only got 2 cycles before the hunter gets here. I don't know if there's anything that we could have done, any choices we could have made that would have made it any easier. At some point, hopefully we'll unlock another dice. So far, food hasn't been too much of an issue, and neither is condition. The tutorial acted like it was going to be a lot worse. Anyway, thanks for watching this far. Hope you're enjoying it. I am enjoying the game. Do you like the... Reminds me of the old adventure games I played when I was a child. Not a child, teenager. Alright, hope you enjoyed it. Have a good week. See you soon. Good night, sleepers.